Hello, Younger Old here, and once again welcome to my channel. What I want to talk about today is bike modifications and why do we do them. Watch the intro and stay tuned. Bike manufacturers around the world, they spend millions of pounds, euros, dollars or yen on research and development and to actually create the motorbike of our choice. So why do we assume, we can just chuck it in our garage or shed, get the spanners out and make modifications to it? I think a lot of the modifications are done because when these bikes are made, they are made to meet certain laws of certain countries and different criteria, and some of these things are not aesthetically pleasing. Some of them just look pure damn ugly. So obviously we feel we need to adjust it and make the bike more to our taste. I, like many others, enjoy the rear view of the bike, where you can see as much of that nice wide tyre as possible. But bike manufacturers now seem to put these telescopic pieces of plastic which sort of dangle out the back, obscure the view of some of the rear wheel, just to house the number plate. Some of them actually put the indicators on there as well. Now, yes, I understand current laws are such as if you've got a shorter seat section of your bike, that means the rear tyre is the furthermost to the rear of the bike. And now that cannot be done so. That's why you see these pieces of plastic sort of come off the swing arm, and it's just like a little tiny short mud guard with the number plate stuck on it. And here again, this is just to meet with legislation and rules. Hence I think a lot of them are removed, and they use a wonderful little gadget called a tail tidy. As I am sure you are aware, the tail tidy is just a smaller bracket, and you can just remove that monstrosity what's on the bike, put your tail tidy on, and then you can mount your number plate to that. Some of them now you can even mount indicators on it as well, so it will absolutely transform the look of the bike from the rear. I think one of the most popular mods people do to the bike is the silencers, or as they are known as the end cans. I think a lot of people have them done because obviously it might give a little bit more power to the bike. The sound tends to improve a lot with cans. I don't just mean in loudness, but actually it gives it a nicer tone, gives it a bit of better sound to the bike itself. In my case, with my ZZR 1400, the cans on that, they're like cannons. They're about the same diameter as a bucket. Ugly, really ugly. But not only that, I couldn't put my jivvy rack on, so I could put my hard cases. So what's the point in having a touring bike if you can't put my cases on it? So I had those cans removed, and I had some other cans put on in place purely so I could actually mount my cases. I remember when I test rode my first Harley, I didn't like it. It really didn't sound very good or anything like that, until I test rode another one a few weeks later, which had got a Vance & Hines straight through system on it. Amazing. I mean, I think with the Harley, yes, apparently it does help the engine breathe more, but with that it is more of a case of the sound. It sounded just phenomenal with those exhausts on it. Another bone of contention with riders is the size of the number plates. Now, the letters and the numerals have to be the same size as what would be displayed on a car number plate. However, on a car, you've got so much more room to put the plate. On a bike, they do tend to look a little bit big, a little bit out of place. Now, yeah, I understand people need to be able to read the registration, and for the law, cameras need to be in a position where they can sadly take photos of them. But I can understand with people with these little tiny show plates I've seen some, you know, about as thick as my finger and about as long. Yeah, okay, they're illegal, but I do think we should be allowed to have a slightly smaller number plate just to make it look a bit better. I can't believe the amount of people I spoke to who changed the tyres. You know, now yes, we've all got preferences of tyres, and some say these are a bit stickier, these are a bit this, blah blah. There's all different opinions. However, if I purchase a bike and it's got good tyres on it with good tread, I'm going to leave them on. I'm not just going to go and pay out a fortune for new bike tyres just because I have a preferred make. Yeah, I must admit on my ZZR I've got the Road Pilot 5s. I think they're a great tyre. They scrub in really well when you've got them, and it's actually proven that they get rid of more water from the tread, and that's all we have tread for. It's just to expel water. So yeah, I do like them tyres, but on my Triumph my tyres are pretty good. Well, to tell a lie, in fact the front one will need changing soon, and as they are due to be changed I will change them for Road Pilot 5. But as I said, you know, there's plenty of life in them, so I'm not going to get rid of them yet. Some riders will like to change the lights on the bike. Now, here again, it's something I've never done. Yeah, I would do it if I wasn't pleased with the lights, or they weren't bright enough, or didn't have a good enough beam. I might be tempted to change the lights, but so far I've never needed to. I've always been fine with the ones which are fitted as standard. However, I think the people who ride the adventure sort of bikes, like the BMWs and the Triumph Tigers, the Honda one, was it? Yeah, Translat. Anything like that, where they've got the crash bars and that, I do think actually spotlights are a good addition, especially if they're going to be off-roading and it gets a little bit dark. We have got extra light. Not only that, I do think they look quite good anyway, you know, so yeah, I can understand people changing the lights. I suppose the last thing which I would sort of change is obviously Givy system, or Givy as you pronounce it, I believe. Yeah, me and my wife like to go on holiday on the bike. We like try to do quite a bit of touring. I don't like soft panniers, you know, I do prefer the hard cases. I can lock things in there. So I always have that. That's one modification I'll always do to a bike. Now you can get these quick release ones. As I said, apparently Kawasaki and Givy both say you cannot put the rack on my bike. You can, as long as you get rid of those disgusting exhausts, as I covered earlier on this video. But yeah, put the smaller exhaust on, the rack will fit, and therefore the cases go on nicely. So yeah, your luggage is one change I would always make. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please tick and like. Subscribe would always nice, and leave any comments below, and I always reply. So once again, thanks for watching. All's left for me to say is ride safe and bye for now.